Hi Enrico, nice to see you.
Ciao, Mace. Good morning.
Man, I have two questions for you today, which I hope will be interesting for you. But before I will make them, I want to share some story behind first. So, some time ago, when we've been starting this whole podcast idea and we introduced the topic, which was Today I Learn, I started doubting a little. Am I really making so much learning that I will have a topic every single week or two or something? And I started observing myself. And what I found this time was that actually I'm not making learning every single month or week, but every single day. This is why I like our new phrase so much: new day, new learning, right? Because it's really true for me. And actually, this makes me super happy. These days, I'm also asking myself often, maybe it's a time to switch my role right now, because I'm working in the same place since 2 years almost. And it's a good moment to just start thinking about this. But every single time I get back this inner feedback that, but hey, you are growing a lot. When I'm looking at myself here and 1 year before, it's a huge difference. I see that I made so much learning. So this is one of the biggest reason which still keeps me here, which make me believe that it's still my way. And also when other people are asking me about what do you think, maybe I should change a job, and they are talking me about the potential proposition, I always try to guide them against the places where they can grow a lot, when they can develop themselves, because I believe it's a great investment. People are thinking about investment, money, stuff like this. Then I guess that the first most obvious investment is just invest in yourself, invest money, invest time in your own development. So that's the first part. But the second part is that, of course, I said that I'm learning every single day. It's not that I'm learning something completely mind-breaking. It's rather that I'm mixing different type of things that I'm learning. Of course, one day I'm learning something super interesting about the code, some new code patterns, some new solutions to the problems. Another time, just, I don't know, very smart short key in the software that I'm using. But another time, I'm really learning how to change my approach to something, or maybe even the way of thinking. And this is something which really influenced my life. But when I was thinking about this recently, I realized that it's one thing, one area where I made the biggest learnings ever. And this is the thing which really influenced my life. And these are the things that I don't know that I don't know. Let's think about this. You heard about some framework or library or maybe language you can learn. This is already something you know. You maybe have a course somewhere there, or the book, but you already like embrace the idea that something like this exists. And this is usually, you are not doing this like that because you don't see a huge value in this right now for your life, but at least you know that it exists. But the biggest learnings are usually there where you don't even know that things like this exist. So maybe it's a library out there which will completely change your product or way of thinking, or maybe are there even like totally different approaches to the problem that you are facing that you don't even get into account because you don't know that they exist. So I strongly encourage you to try this, to talk with the people who are thinking totally different than you. Even if you don't agree with them, it's so helpful, so opening when you are just confronting with ideas like this. Not with the people who you are agreeing mostly or totally, with people who you totally don't understand, because maybe it's something in their way of thinking which will change your way of thinking as well. So my two questions to you today are: the first, are you growing in your current position, in your current role, in your business, but also in your private life? And the second one, in your learning, are you including also the things that you don't know that you don't know?
I think your topic is incredibly fascinating. It goes hand by hand with a lot of things that are going through my mind in this latest period. I want to reconnect with what you said at the beginning. Should I leave? Should I not? It's 2 years I'm in this company. When you said that, I remembered vividly Niklas, our old somebody that we work together as well, that were saying that the year where you're going to be most valuable for yourself and for the company is generally from the third and fourth year that you are in a company. So if you can keep up until then, probably it can be interesting to see how much you can really influence the company in this kind of
I'm gonna do this, but we will see.
we will see. Yeah, it's just a nice fact to know. That by statistic and research, they say that the third and fourth year are generally the year where you could have the greatest impact on the company. So the second thing that you made me think is about the thing that I know that you don't know, the things you know that I don't know. And you made this relation about the code, but I think it's very interesting and fascinating also to think this about ourselves. The Johari window, it's a very interesting tool that provides insights to tell us that there are things about us that we know, that there are things about us that we don't know. And there is a whole framework around this, that there are actually some traits that only other people know about us and we are not aware about it. And it's so important to have a conversation with others to help us explore the things we don't know about ourselves. So this is what really was hot in my mind when you were making your topic. Am I growing? Yeah, I think I am growing continuously. Am I growing in my workplace? I believe I am. I have a lot of opportunities in different occasions to grow different part of myself. I think I've been grown a lot on my personality, and probably this company have provided me more opportunity to handle difficult situation. Being a manager, you are kind of forced into that. You are forced, and when you have to deal with many people, there are going to be some difficult conversation. And I think I made a great progress. If I think at 10 years ago, I would have, made a complete mess. And instead, this year, I feel like apart some exception that I still have to improve, I think I've been growing a lot. And I am growing a lot personally as well, because I'm working on some project. Like I'm working on the podcast, but I'm also creating a new application, and this is helping a lot.
Wow.
And I am growing thanks to a lot of amazing people I'm meeting every week, every couple of weeks, and with which I am having so wonderful exchanges. So I think I still am growing. And if the day I will realize I won't, I will know that something is not going well. So yeah, I guess yes.
Great to hear then.
And then, the second question is, in your learning, are you also including the thing that you don't know? I would answer, how can I know if I include the things that I don't know? I'm not sure. I'm always trying to explore things that I don't know and I want to learn about. So I guess the answer is yes. But I'm struggling a bit more in this question.
For me, this question is much more about to return to this and ask myself again and again, how much of the learning that I'm doing is really about the stuff that is totally new for me. Not only that I'm constantly doing the same stuff with the same people, on the same way, on the same path, but from time to time, just being outside of my bubble and asking myself about everything, whether even the fact that I'm, I don't know, programmer makes sense. But that's another story. Maybe another time.
Maybe another time. Yeah. I now understand better the question that you made. And I think, yeah, for me, it's so important to keep on exploring, to not just stay on the books. I think that the more experienced you are, the more you can start to bend the rule. You need to learn the rule and know the rule before being able to bend them. But now I think for some of my practices, I started to kind of bend them and to try out new things, to use my mind to understand our workflow and change the workflow according to the feedback I get from people and what I believe can be a good thing, and then challenge it with others. So yeah, I think you are so right, Maciej. I think there is a very important learning hidden behind your question, that is go experiment. Just not stick to what you have in front of you and what was told on the book, but go out and try new things.
Yeah, Thanks for hearing me and sharing your thoughts with me. See you next time.
Ciao Maciej.